My name is Swackerd. This is my week 3 assignment, journal, article presentation. The background for this particular article comes from the CDC website on health disparity perspective on obesity research. And the background for this article is on the major risk factors of obesity and how it can decrease longevity, quality of life, and economic productivity. The objective of the study is to examine how obesity and its consequences are patterned in society. The population used for this particular study is the US population within a community. The sample study is a case report. The sample size is under 100,000, including strategies of families and children in local US communities. The inclusion criteria are gender, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. Exclusion criteria is social status, as it's noted within the article that social advantages or disadvantages may have a negative effect on health, and it could be psychological, or material, or it could be both. So that particular piece of criteria was omitted. Randomization is not applicable and therefore controllable for this particular study. A type of statistical analysis that they performed to analyze individuals within the household or at the household level. The collective body of evidence indicates the characteristics of the places where we live and we work may affect our health. And we see the results with and without confiners is that living conditions in both social and physical environments at the individual, household, family, and community levels can create opportunities and resources or obstacles to health. The conclusions that the article made conclude that conditions in both social and physical environments affect health. In other words, the place or the poor environment have similar patterns when it comes to health, just as the rich in rich environments have similar patterns. They both have similar patterns, but within their environment they have their own set of patterns that are connected to just the people who grew up in poor environments and poor conditions and the poor economic status have similar patterns that all the other poor people in that environment. Same goes for the rich. They both share some similarities as a whole when it comes to obesity, and they've identified that the poor has the poor patterns with obesity, and they're all relatively the same, and the rich environments and the rich people have rich patterns with obesity, and they're all relatively the same. The work moved to conclusions absolutely makes sense. Essentially, more parts of our environment. So, if we have a particular environment over some amount of time, we will conduct ourselves in a manner that reflects our environment, whether that be our lifestyle, how we eat, how we exercise, when we exercise, if we exercise, our habits, eating patterns, all of those things will reflect based on the environment that we are in over a period of time. And then when we notice any biases within the study, patterns of obesity vary by race, ethnic group, gender, and over time. However, we noticed that negative physical activity was not reported in this particular study. It could be because that within itself creates a large amount of unempirical evidence. It's hard to say if the length of exercise contributes to the level of frequency, duration, location, or gender, or that matter, I can see why that information is left out of the study in order to create a more localized result. I think that the author didn't mention much about that particular part of the study because that variable creates a whole other way to travel, and the data is just not, there's no real standard as far as what is is the appropriate viewpoint when it comes to exercise or physical activity. So I think that leaving it out kind of also created the room for new guys because it eliminates the what if, why, kind of like answers that question without having it being asked. You don't put it in there, you only talk about behavioral, psychological background, socioeconomic, ethnical, gender, and that information is what gets us the results that we're looking for in terms of how those factors affect obesity. I don't think there was anything that the study didn't consider that have impact the findings. They consider social, economical, physical, behavioral, all those variables. I think that they cover a large area as far as what am I trying to identify, what am I looking what type of data am I trying to collect, and how can I justify influences on this as it affects obesity, for example, physical, meaning do I live in the slums? Do I live in the suburbs? In the suburbs, do I have access to care? Do I have access to fresh food, fresh water? Living in the slums, per se, may not necessarily have that access. So I can see how those things are used to get the answers that they're looking for. I think that their findings were applicable to the population that they were concerned about because it's an overall, it's not like separated by a particular person. It's everyone as a whole. You put it together in a web, so you look at it and say, okay, this is what we're at, this is why, this is what's happening. You look to another category and you say, this is what we're at, this is why, this is what's happening. You compare the two. And I think that it was perfect. It would be ideal standards off and the hypotheses. Observational study will not. That's why you want to get the bulk of the material because the majority of the data that you're going to collect, you're going to collect for watching. You got to sit back and start taking that out perhaps and you got to look at it and you got to say, okay, what factors is going to create the desired result? Or what am I going to see that's going to lead me to determine the cause and effect as it pertains to obesity? So definitely I believe an observational study would be the ideal study for this particular case. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.